or whatever noise.
And then, as they turned, they must have seen coming towards them over this railing,
yes,
men with guns. What movements did they make then? These two terrorists?
They didn't make any movements. They put their hands up. I believe I've said it before. Yes, they just put their hands up.
Was this a reflexive gesture, or were they actually trying to give themselves up, do you think?
It was like giving themselves up, like unresisting gesture.
An unresisting gesture?
An unresisting, yes.
As if they were trying to surrender, is what you're saying?
Yes, like saying, look, what's happening, we haven't done anything, or some sort of like that.
Well, this is the killing ground. This is
George Stiles, who is also a ballistics expert, believes that what Carmen saw could be explained by the impact of bullets travelling faster than the speed of sound, striking the terrorists and throwing their hands in the air. But reviewing the shooting as a whole, he believes that a clear-cut decision was taken to eliminate the terrorists as cleanly and safely as possible.
I look at the whole piece as being two active service units waging war, and thank goodness our side won. The battlefield was one of their choosing in the first place, that is the general community, and I think it would be reckless for the security forces to have tangled with these people who may well have been armed, as we've seen on other occasions. So taking them out quickly, cleanly, and without other people getting hurt, that seems to be the only way.
What is important on the one hand is that Her Majesty's government take all proper effective steps to stamp out the scourge of terrorism, and I imagine that's beyond dispute. Equally, on the other hand, it is important that the measures that are taken, however extreme and necessary they are, fall within the rule of law, which governs us all. Because even the activities of soldiers or police officers who have to face the awful problem of terrorism has to be conducted within the framework of the rule of law. So, of course, it is desirable that there should be a full examination of what actually occurred.
Our inquiries into the shootings in Gibraltar have revealed a number of important and troubling issues. No independent witness has told us that they saw or heard the security forces challenge the terrorists. Carmen Proeta has sworn in an affidavit that she saw two of the bombers shot with their hands in the air. Another witness says she saw the third terrorist shot in the back as he ran away. Two witnesses say that they saw the terrorists being finished off while they lay on the ground. And deeply disturbing, George Stiles, an acknowledged expert on bomb disposal, says that the security forces should have known within minutes of examining the white Renault 5 that there was no significant bomb in the car. Clearly, all these questions require deep and complex investigation to establish the truth, but doubt remains as to whether that will happen. One reason for disquiet is the role in the shootings of the Gibraltar police. They apparently drove the SAS men to the scene and certainly took them away again minutes later. One question is whether the police force that helped to carry out the operation is the right body to investigate it. Another question concerns the nature of the coroner's court, where this highly controversial inquest will eventually take place in this small outpost of empire. The court can produce a wide range of verdicts, including, in theory, homicide. But Mr. Felix Pizzarello, the coroner, would be the first to admit that both his experience and powers to investigate are limited. The Prime Minister has declared that his inquest is where the facts should be established, but a leading QC has doubts.
The coroner's court is a perfectly proper place to investigate ordinary fatalities. But where great public interest and matters of public importance are involved, such as this case that you've been talking about, it seems to me desirable that some senior judicial power, such as a High Court judge, would be much more appropriately appointed to investigate a matter and preside over an inquiry of this kind.
Do you believe this case is so important that the government should actually consider such extraordinary steps in order to clarify the facts?
It's not for me to advise Her Majesty's government as to what steps they should take. But clearly, from everything you say, the programme indicates that there are serious, important public issues involved. And speaking as a lawyer, one is always anxious that where there is contest on the facts in such important areas, they should be properly and efficiently investigated.
That report by Julian Mannion was made, as you may have detected, without the cooperation of the British government, which says that it'll make no comment until the inquest. As our film contained much new evidence, hitherto unavailable to the coroner, we are sending the transcripts to his court in Gibraltar, where it's been made clear to us that all such evidence is welcomed. From This Week, good night.